Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. Call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast.
What's up, guys, and welcome to I'll Call You Right Back. I'm your host, Chad Medved, and this is my podcast. First off, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 27 years old. I work as a piping designer Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, I manage a clothing boutique in the south side of the city called Threads on Carson. I've been listening to podcasts with my friends for about a decade now. We started off by listening to Joe Rogan, and slowly as time went by, more and more people started to dive into the podcast world, and more variety and content became available. From there, our library of podcasts started to grow. So I work an office job Monday through Friday, which keeps me in a box for 9 hours a day. So sometimes I listen to podcasts for 9 hours a day. My library has all different ones, from Serial and S-Town and some murder type stuff like that, all the way to things like the Joe Rogan Experience and the Church of What's Happening Now with Joey Diaz and their whole crew of comedians. So I listen to a good variety of it, and it's a big part of my life, and it's important to me. Listening to these people talk for years makes you feel like you know the person, kinda. And when they interview guests, you learn about that person as well. Listening to such a variety of podcasts and different people, you hear about new people all the time that you may never have known about. And I just feel podcasting is a different view of things rather than your typical cookie cutter late night show or Good Morning America that's censored and interviews people with scripted questions over and over again, which could definitely be boring for the guest on their show and the listener. I mean, you hear the same answers over and over again with minimal words, different from the other network or TV station. And you hear pretty much just the answers about the projects that they are promoting at that time. But I feel you learn way more about someone from the way they carry themselves in a conversation. Podcasts allow the interviewer and guest more time and freedom to expand on certain topics if one of them choose to do so. And that's what kind of got me hooked about it. Of course, I want to know about the important things and how you got to where you are in your life now, but I also want to know all the other stuff. I want to know the details. I want to know about the stories you have growing up. I want to know why you chose the path you did and how you ended up there. I know to get where you are today, you had to go through some shit. Everyone does, whether it be good, bad, funny, or sad. And as a listener and a consumer myself, those are the type of stories that I like to hear about. I know if you're promoting a movie or some shit like that, you pretty much just get asked about the movie, you get asked about the other actors or whoever you're with, whoever you're creating it with, and like it gets kind of monotonous. You hear it over and over and over again. I want to ask the questions that the people I listen to don't always remember to ask. I want to know about them funny stories that you have with your friends growing up that I have myself, that I know are funny to me and my friends, but I want to hear your experience in it. And I also want to ask those questions that guests find interesting. And my plan is to be hosting different guests of all walks of life. I'm going to have some family members, some friends, some comedians, business owners, artists, photographers, entrepreneurs. I mean, all different kinds of people. And I just want to talk about current events, life, pop culture, movies, music, pretty much anything, really. I am interested in people's lives. I'm interested in different things that I don't know about. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I've always been a person who asks questions, who likes to meet new people and hear their story and hear their view of life. My plan is to just keep these episodes fun and interesting. I'm going to talk to people about the shit that I want to know, and I hope you follow along with my progress in this. Again, this is my first episode, so I know it's going to take me a couple to find my voice, and I'm sure I'm going to sound like a fool for these first few, but I mean, fuck it. You have to have a first episode, and if it's going to be bad, I mean, you got to get it over with, right? So if you want to follow along, you could download my episodes on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, pretty much any platform that you use for podcasts. I myself use Apple products, so I use the podcast app. You could also keep up with everything by following me on social media. I have a Facebook page, and that's under I'll Call You Right Back Podcast. Give me a follow on there. My Instagram page is at I'll Call You Right Back. I have a Twitter. It's at ICYRB Podcast, since they won't allow me to use the same name as I use for the rest of the things because of character restrictions. But I also have an email that you can contact me at, I'll call you right back at gmail.com. And you could email me and let me know what I'm doing good, what I'm doing bad. Let me know any guests that you think would be interesting to have on. I mean, I'll take recommendations. I'll take any advice from anyone. I really just want to create a good product that people will like. I don't want to just talk to the air and interview these people to just get passed over. I want to just make something great, you know? I mean, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. So, again, I'm going to try to be pretty active on social media, so you can message me, send me any ideas about anything, guess-wise, whether it be the way I'm doing the show wrong, the way I'm doing it right. Just give me some feedback. Let me know what you think about it. I would appreciate it very much. You could subscribe to my podcast page, rate it, leave comments, and that's just going to help me make a better product to put out for you guys, you know? And I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is my intro episode, so I kind of just wanted to go over my whole idea for this project and what I hope to get out of it. And that is just interviewing interesting people. I'm fortunate enough to be friends with a lot of artistic and creative people around Pittsburgh, and I'm sure they would be interested in talking to me. And I'm sure that you would be interested in hearing what they have to say. Like I said before, everyone has a story. I know that there's bumps, turns, there's trials and tribulations and shit like that getting to where you are today, and I feel that those are the interesting things that people want to know. Whenever I find someone that I like, whether it be a celebrity, a comedian, a podcaster, anything like that, I look for interviews because I want to hear what they sound like unscripted. I want to have a conversation that has different twists and turns, and I want to know about different things, and I want to just see how we get through these questions and kind of end up wherever we are. I'm going to keep a template of questions to ask people to kind of keep it on the path, but I also want to give it some freedom. I want to be open to the point where I could hear about your life and we could elaborate on certain things. And like I said, I want to try to make this a fun podcast. I plan on having some great people. My plan is to release an episode every week, and that's pretty much it. For my intro episode, I feel that I covered everything that I needed to, and I hope that you guys like the podcast. Again, let me know if there's anything I could do better, and I appreciate you guys listening, taking the time out. My next episode will be dropping here soon enough, and follow the social media pages to stay up to date on all that. And I'll call you right back.